You're listening to DraftKings Network.
Now's a good time to remember where the story of tequila started. In 1795, the first tequila distillery was opened by the Cuervo family. And 229 years later, Cuervo is still going strong. Family owned from the start, same family, same land. Now's a good time to enjoy Cuervo, the tequila that invented tequila. Go to Cuervo.com to shop tequila or visit a store near you. Cuervo, now's a good time. Trademarks owned by Becle, SAB de CV. Copyright 2024. Proximo. Jersey City, New Jersey. Please drink responsibly.
Welcome to the Big Suey, presented by DraftKings.
Why are you listening to this show?
The podcast that seems very similar to the other Dan Le Batard podcast.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that.
In fact, the only difference seems to be this imaging.
I have been tempted in restaurants just walking past tables to grab somebody's fries that if they're just there. That hasn't happened to you guys?
I've done it.
And now, here's the marching man to nowhere, Fat Face, and the habitual liar.
I'm building out this new version of Coach that we're going to produce, Meadowlark Media exclusive with Belichick. I feel like Lou Holtz should play the Jerry Van Dyke character.
Yeah, he looks like him.
Yeah, I was thinking it's too bad Jerry Van Dyke passed away because he could have played Lou Holtz in a movie. But you know what? Now we have the opposite situation. Lou Holtz can play Jerry Van Dyke.
Wow. That's great casting,
And that would do
Billy.
wonders for the echo chamber allegations.
Greg Cody, are you familiar, as we celebrate 20 years together, what your son, the executive producer and sitting on this show, is trying to tell you there?
Sure.
What was he saying to you?
Yeah, he was saying get closer to the mic.
Like a professional.
And I did.
Like the professional that you are.
And I did. I
Seamlessly.
followed directions. I got closer to the mic.
Yep.
Now my lips are almost on the mic. I'm probably talking too loud right now. Who knows?
Speaking of Lou Holtz, Notre Dame released a docuseries on Peacock called Here Come the Irish. Wow. Lou Holtz is in episode 1, as is yours truly. Check it out, episode 1 of Here Come the Irish on Peacock.
See ya.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes for boring.
I don't want any more Notre Dame talk.
I want to talk about the O-line.
They've got
Talk about football. The O-line played great.
They've got their own damn
Mike
channel.
Denbrock knows how to bring in a tight end for protection. Connor Flanagan with the block of the game. Notre Dame runs it up the gut. They set that run up the entire game, and boom, nailed it in the fourth quarter. Game-winning drive.
Notre Dame really ahead of the times, right? With their own channel. They never joined a conference. They saw this coming.
I mean, they got their own network. They don't need us. They don't need us.
It's Wigman.
That guy's bad.
Well, how does Fowler say
Yeah, I
it?
love that guy. I thought that guy was an NFL
he
player.
He was so bad on Saturday.
I think he was
It's
sick.
week 1.
I don't know what's going on
It's week
there.
1. It's week 1. Notre Dame has one of the best secondaries in college football this year. He didn't look comfortable. It was his first game back from a pretty significant injury.
He
right?
lost some pretty good receivers,
He may
too.
not be good, and they may not have a lot of talent in the
Minor
skill
penalty, 2
positions.
minutes, spreading propaganda.
I like him.
But it's week 1.
I'm not going to write him off.
We will
However you
see.
pronounce his last
We
name.
can decide in 3 weeks if he sucks. DJU, on the other hand, I think we've seen a lot from him already in his career, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if that was Florida State felt like that was their only option. I know everyone said during camp he was throwing the ball really accurately and he looked really good, but all of a sudden now, 2 games, he's just looked so inaccurate.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes, spreading propaganda.
The Notre
The
Dame
O-line also
stuff.
can't block.
Notre Dame stuff. Needs
Say
to
a lot of
stop.
things during camp.
Rob Snyder, 2 episodes stint in Coach. Who
Wow.
knew? Yeah.
Really?
Maybe they can bring him back. He can play
Cameo?
old Leonard Krailman again.
It would do wonders for echo chamber allegations.
Yeah.
The real question is, what school will DJ be starting for next year? Where do you guys think he goes next?
Put it on the
a good
poll
question.
at Le Batard Show. Is the real question, what school will DJ be starting for next year? I want to circle back, forgive me, because I had a delighted smile on my face at just seeing people. I am, somebody you've noticed over the years who lets people be themselves, people, not people. And therefore, I've wanted people to appear for years now, Stugotz, but he's disappeared because he has not been summoned by the muse. He does not feel like working. What's my motivation? And so I want to know, Billy, where is people? Why the people have been clamoring. The moment UM won, this is weird, Billy. It's not something I've seen before. When UM wins, people generally do not like that. Just generally, my entire lifetime, UM winning, people don't like that except the people from Miami.
I think that those are the people you heard from. I think those were the people that were excited UM won.
They wanted people.
Yeah.
They're requesting people. I want to give them something. I like to please our customers, and you refuse.
I refuse. What does that have to do with me?
You refuse to bring us people. Where is people?
I haven't heard from him in a while.
What are you trying to give the audience?
Yeah.
People.
You just want to give them people.
Yes, more people than behind the bit.
Yeah, I agree. I would love to get people's reaction to Mario Cristobal doing that gator chop on the sideline after the game, because that was incendiary. It was glorious.
I think people was still reeling from the loss of Mark Richt.
Yeah, that was, from what I remember, that hit him pretty hard. And then there was the whole Manny Diaz fiasco. And then there was all those former Hurricanes trying to find him and hunt him down. I believe they said punch him in the effing face or something along those lines. Yeah.
We will get to the UM-UF game, I promise you, because we've talked more Notre Dame now than we have UM. And this is the infection that Jessica brings to the show, and it is Irish, and they have their own network.
I mean, it was one of the best games of the week. I think USC-LSU was really good. I think Notre Dame A&M was really good, and I think Florida State Boston College was entertaining for all the wrong reasons. But three of my favorite games from the weekend.
Well, LSU was entertaining because Brian Kelly's upset. He smacks the table. It's the most memorable thing from that game that he is upset because his team choked it away.
There was one other game. There was one other one that, was received with some fanfare. No,
it was over in the first quarter, Mike. I mean, here's the thing about Miami. If Cam Ward wasn't on Miami and Miami had, say, Tyler Van Dyke had a really good game, I think there would be an excuse to be like, all right, Florida stinks. We can't read too much into this. But I think Miami legitimately with Cam Ward is good, and I'm not even going to bullshit you. There's nothing that I can say right now as a Miami hater because your schedule's not that hard, especially if Florida State continues to play how they played this past 2 weekends. And your quarterback's really good.
Yeah.
What'd you pay him? How'd you get him out of the NFL draft?
He had a...
You personally.
I don't want to reveal that. He had a 5th-round grade, but it was vacillating between 5th and undrafted.
But money came into play, obviously. You
he
guys
was
showed him a bunch of money, and he's like, you know what? Maybe the NFL's not for me next year.
He was very clearly seeking a lucrative NIL package wherever he was going. I think, look, I understand why everyone's hyperbolic around Cam Ward. Some of those throws were really impressive. I also think that he made his life a little bit harder on himself than he has to, and that's going to be the give and take with him. I think what became evident a week in is if you look at last year's team, the fact that they lost all these one-score games, I think last year's team was actually a lot closer than people realized because the quarterback was so bad. And now that you have a 1-week sample of Tyler Van Dyke struggling a little bit in Wisconsin, and you see just what Cam Ward can do with this offensive line, I think maybe we should revisit some of our takes from last year and realize how bad Tyler Van Dyke was and how much he was holding everything back.
You want everyone to apologize for the criticism of last year's team?
No, I don't want anybody to apologize. I just want people to realize that maybe last year their reactions to stuff was a little outsized because the quarterback was pretty terrible.
Let's focus on this year.
I also am curious to see how Van Dyke does at Wisconsin. I'm keeping my eye on that.
I got a lot of complaints. I got a lot of complaints from Wisconsin people that were already.
They're also in a weird offensive transition right now with Luke Fickell. Anyways, I digress. It was a good weekend for Miami, and if we want to revisit takes, my take last week, Miami's hardest opponent this whole season, Mario Cristobal.
We don't want to revisit takes and who got what right, but I do like that take because I don't like anything that's happening here. Mike wants us to go back and revisit that everything that happened last year that was a failure because if they had gotten Cam Ward to play quarterback, it would have been better. Yes, I'm guessing Cam Ward plays for just about any team in the sport, and he's going to make them a little bit better. What I saw on Saturday, whether Florida is bad or not, seeing a quarterback go into an environment 90,000 people. The Swamp prides itself on certain things, feels like they deserve championships just as much as Miami does. They come from Spurrier. They've won more recently bigger than Miami has. And that game, Mike was telling you, was for the business. Napier's going to get swallowed this season. He is not going to last there. You got Dan Mullen tweeting out, hey, the last coach that was there, he's retweeting, last coach that was there made 3 straight bowl games New Year's Day, and he got fired in his 4th year. Napier is under it right now. And you go into that environment. It's Javon Curse clomping around doing the gator chop, trying to get Tebow runs on the field. We're back. We're going to get back. No, you're not. Cam Ward's going to spin to his left and look like a quarterback who's played in front of 90,000 people for the last 10 years because he's not scared at all. He's going to drop back. He's going to go 20 yards back. It's going to look to you, for everyone, like, oh, my God, that's confident back there. He is not bothered by anything Florida is going to do to him in a way that was obvious and overt and isn't normal, and it's the best quarterback Miami has had this century.
This has worked out really well from Miami from the standpoint of they go into Gainesville, they blow out the Gators. Cam Ward looks fantastic, plus Florida State is 0-2. When you're talking about recruiting, the beginning of this season has worked out perfectly for you.
But what Jess is saying is absolutely so. That schedule's easy.
They don't have a ranked opponent the rest of the way, at least not now.
They avoid everything that they have to avoid to get right back into things. And I would say right now, and I know it's going to feel like prisoner of the moment to people, I would say right now that this entire season for Miami, because Ruben Bain went down, and that is a bad injury for them. He is super important for them no matter how much depth they have. I will say this entire season is about keep Cam Ward healthy. If he does not get hurt, the schedule is easy enough and the team is good enough to be one of the 12 best teams because that quarterback play, what I saw on Saturday, every Saturday, will be good enough to be among the 12 best teams in the country. Because it's not even that he wasn't bothered. You can tell me all you want about Florida's not very good. That's fine. That circumstance was difficult for a quarterback making his first start with a lot of pressure. Tyler Van Dyke's mental strength was tested at all time, and he's rolling backwards and going from his right to his left, throwing the ball wherever he wants to with maximum confidence.
It's that's always been his style. It's why he averages close to a fumble a game, because he has the ball in that one hand and he's looking downfield, and he's not usually doing it behind a good line. I think you'll notice even the one interception, square up. You don't have to. He loves to throw from all these angles. Why, like on my initial scout, I thought he was a baseball player because of how he flips it sometimes. That's really posh in the NFL these days because Patrick Mahomes does it. It's a little unnecessary sometimes, and it might cause him trouble. But everything that you saw from Cam Ward was, to me, directly related to the offensive line. And you see the directions that the offensive line for Florida State is going down, and Florida's going down. We're in year 3 of Mario Cristobal, and I don't think it's a coincidence that Miami's arrow is pointing up and those arrows are pointing down.
Is a playoff appearance like a win? Like you just get in, or you have to win a playoff game?
I'm not moving the goalpost. This season was about, showing big-time progress and getting to Charlotte and hopefully getting a playoff spot.
But you also lose Cam Ward after this year, presumably, right?
Yeah,
so you're going to have to start again with another quarterback next year.
Yeah, but Billy, part of the reason why I said this was the biggest game in program history is you need a proof of concept, and you need to show the people that are investing that this is worthwhile. Now, you saw what Lincoln Riley was able to do in Oklahoma, and then when he moved, Caleb Williams moved with him. I am the place that if you want to go as a transfer, you can get immediate results. If Cam Ward improves his draft stock, the next high-profile name that is in the transfer portal is going to look at what they're doing in Miami and consider them way more strongly than they used to. When you're hiring for your small business, you want to find quality professionals that are right for the role. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs has the tools to help find the right professionals for your team faster and for free. As Metalwork Media continues to grow as a content studio, we strive to hire only the best and most qualified candidates. Thankfully, with LinkedIn, they've made it easy for us to find them. LinkedIn isn't just a job board. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals you can't find anywhere else, even those who aren't actively searching for a new job but might be open to the perfect role. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites. So, if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. On LinkedIn, 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. Hire professionals like a professional on LinkedIn. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/prep. That's linkedin.com/prep. Post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Don Le Batard.
You don't remember the idea for
I was
a home
probably
run
like,
call?
that kind of thing. Something.
Okay, no, the home run call was that kind of swing, that kind of thing.
Stugotz.
Oh, it's a good call.
Thank you. And plus, it doesn't matter who's hitting it. Like, you're not tailoring it to a particular name. All that jazz. You don't got to do that. You just
Oh, that would be a great call.
Up and
kind of
away.
swing, that kind of thing.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Well, you thought you were kind of feeling young today, but it turns out you're so old.
When the Dan Le Batard show with Stugotz first aired, Greg Cody was still technically in his 40s. Yes, that's younger than you are right now, Dano. Here's something else to remind you of just how old you are.
Look how thrilled Greg Cody is, radiant to see and hear himself talked about. He was so in his glory with the Golden Oldies. I was legitimately thrilled. I'm in New York, Stugotz, dealing with finance shit I do not want to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And I get video, and it might have been the only happy part of my week last week. Greg Cody and our crew correctly executed Greg Cody performing with the Golden Oldies, but what they actually correctly executed was giving for his 70th birthday, my friend, the greatest gift that you can ever give him, which is make him the center of attention.
Mm-hmm.
It is the best gift our show can possibly give Greg Cody. Just surround him and make sure that he gets all the attention and doesn't have to share it with anybody.
I don't, why would you say that? Just because I happen to be having a birthday party on a yacht celebrating myself? What do you mean? I mean, I don't like attention. Come on. But truthfully, the whole Golden Oldies experience was great.
You got it.
And I hated doing it. Christopher talked me into it. He begged me to do it. So it all worked out.
Right.
That is a great tease. You showed the proper enthusiasm here on our 20th anniversary. It all worked out as really kind of a celebration. I'll take it after 20 years. It all worked out as something that it's not going to say on my tombstone or the company's tombstone or the show's tombstone. Before I get to the Golden Oldies video, I will just tell the audience again to stick around at 11:20 Eastern. We are going to do something. We should just stay on YouTube as we do it to make part of the announcement. Just go straight through.
Little giveaway, or
we can do some giveaway, but I want to share something with the audience that.
Don't complicate this more than it already is.
I want it to be complicated. I want us to do complicated things well. We can't do the easy ones well, so I'd like to get good at the complicated ones.
Part of the reason is we complicate it live on the fly after everything's been worked out. Hey, let's add this other layer.
All right, you used to be the EP. You're not anymore. Let me handle.
I agree with Mike.
Wow. We don't have a phone bank.
786-456-4837.
We've been asking for one forever.
Stugotz just says things. He doesn't know what we are actually technically
I think caller 20 for the 20th year.
20. Oh, that is good. Yeah. You know, one time, if we're going to reminisce over the 20 years, which I don't think is what we're doing right now, but if we're going to reminisce, one time when I was interning very early on, you decided it would be a good idea to give away the prize to caller 790. Yeah. And I was a man of integrity. Yeah. I didn't like the whole game that I'm not going to throw people under the bus, but there were some other interns that would pick up the phone one time and say, "You're caller 7, you win the prize." And I was like, well, that was caller 1, not 7. They did not win the prize.
You did 790. I one time had to do caller 40 for Udonis Haslam.
Yeah.
And I, number 22, I was just like, all right, you win.
See, that's what I'm saying. But, now you're liable. Now if the person that remembers that contest called in and you said, sorry, you were too late. I think that's a crime. I think so, too.
I'm pretty sure that you've just admitted to a crime.
Felony, if anything.
Anyway, as I was saying, it's a miracle that we have arrived at 20 years with this assortment of bozo behavior.
So which call are we doing?
Stugotz doesn't know anything about our business, nothing. He doesn't know where anything is. He doesn't know anything. I've got a meeting with Stugotz today to try and teach him something about our business. He doesn't know anything about it.
What time?
I think it's 3 p.m. Eastern.
Wow. A bit late.
Overtime.
I'll be there, I think.
We successfully executed a Golden Oldie tribute to Greg Cody as he approaches his 70th birthday.
You seem surprised by that.
I mean,
that I'm turning 70, or
I'm surprised that we executed something correctly instead of I executed someone correctly.
This could be like the Spanish speed walker that's waving to the crowd before we've actually crossed the finish line, because it hasn't aired yet. There's always the chance all of a sudden audio doesn't work, or
you know what? You're
all
right
of a sudden
about
it's
that.
dubbed in Japanese for some reason, and we're super confused.
Billy is so right. All we know is what happened during the show. We have no idea what happened after we turned these mics off. I mean,
guys, can you dub this in in Japanese real quick before we play it. Here it is. Here's Greg Cody successfully executing being the center of attention.
We sent Greg Cody to the Golden Oldies tryouts for the Miami Heat elderly people dance team.
I was told that between 100 and 150 people over the age of 60 years old will be auditioning for the Golden Oldies today. How are you feeling about everything that's going on today?
I'm as excited as I can possibly be. I really am. It's just a thrill. I feel young.
You would think that it was because of the Dan Le Batard show and all the cameras that Greg was famous, but actually I've heard 3 or 4 different people in here say, hey, is that Greg Cody of the Hee Haw 3?
I'm in favor of special treatment.
I mean, I think Greg is ready and excited. He's a performer at the end of the day.
At the end of the day. Not at the beginning, but just at the end of the day, I'm a performer.
Well, luckily there, it is the end of the day. I mean,
dinner will be served in the next 30 minutes.
They call me Greg Cody. I'm the lead singer of the Hee Haw 3, and I am thrilled to be here.
Woo! Yeah, Greg. So no matter whether they were on the team last year, they're on the team this year, everybody has to audition again. Everybody needs to get prepared.
Are these jailhouse rules, like, does Greg have to go in and punch someone right away to kind of establish his dominance in this situation?
I don't think so, although he looks ready to be the
Greg,
prize
do it.
fighter
Go punch
in this
someone.
situation.
I dare you.
Greg just kind of strolls in. He gets a private lesson with the coach. He has a camera crew. Like, Greg's a big city slicker that's coming into this small town, and he's going to take someone's spot, which I'm not a fan of.
Greg is stretching with the dancing coach.
I feel like I've had my exercise already. I'm winded.
You know, this might be Greg's crowd, guys. I think these are the type of people that are liking what they see, if you know what I mean.
Baby! You would agree the entire team returning, last year's entire team returning, is a major upset, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to have new blood.
Because they're old.
Yeah.
Well, no, because they made it back,
to.
right? All of them. Right?
It is.
Yeah,
I don't want to say it's an old dance troupe, but when the Golden Oldies are performing, there's a hearse outside the arena.
That's why I try to send you guys away.
Christ, man.
That's why I try to send them away.
Greg is getting warmed up, number 251 right here, and I mean, look at him. With all of these folks who are getting ready, it's a pretty intense moment as everybody gets warmed up. Everyone is touching their toes. Everybody looks comfortable. And then there's Greg. And if you go back to Greg, he can barely touch his knee. His leg is shaking. When is the last time that you stretched like this?
Never. This is not what I do. I survived the warm-ups, and that was the toughest part for me.
Greg and his group are getting ready for the audition. This is a big moment in Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz history. Look at Greg go. Look at Greg, his signature move. The hands on the knees, stepping side to side.
I gave it my all. You know, I did my signature moves.
Can he break anything else out? Oh, there it is. Is he going to throw out his back? No, he looks great. Look how spry.
Greg's doing the secret check his pulse move right now.
Yes, he is.
I'm younger than some of these people, but I'm not as fit as most of them. I was surprised by the level of fitness, frankly.
Wow, a spectacular effort from Greg Cody. Oh no, are they cutting him immediately? Oh my God, they're cutting Greg Cody.
I know they said no cuts for round 1, but I'm sorry, I wasn't cutting it.
Why?
Greg's cut. It's over. His dream is dead.
I'm the first one cut. This is ridiculous.
Oh no, I thought this had a happy ending. I thought, no, what? That's horribly sad. He was the first one cut. He didn't make the team. I thought this ended with him making the team.
And now he wants to be on the team now that he got cut. He's a loser.
That's not nice.
He's doing the Richard Nixon.
He did do the Richard Nixon. That was absolutely the shirtless Richard Nixon. How are we going to counter you, McAfee, on College Game Day with the shirtless Richard Nixon?
Yeah.
That made me sad.
Yeah.
That was so mean that they cut him after the first round.
That was sad. What happened? I thought, put your headset on here.
I thought you were a lock to make the team.
I know.
How does he?
Terrible.
The first cut, like David Sampson on Survivor?
He was more winded than anyone.
All I got was a T-shirt out of it. It's sad.
Yeah.
How did you feel the next morning?
I was a little sore. Yeah, no, I really was. Yeah, I'm still feeling it. Yeah,
Which move do you think
the
did it?
thighs, the back of your, what do they call the back of your lower leg? The
Hamstring.
calf, thigh? What is that?
Calf, I think.
Yeah, my calves were mooing.
What do you call the back of your lower leg?
Hammies.
Calf, I guess. Yeah.
He's winded again from putting his shirt on.
Well, it's ridiculous. You know, it's a souvenir I got from the Golden Oldies, so we're happy about that.
How many people ended up making it, Greg? Do you know? Because, Dan, I don't know if you know this. So last year, the the team had, I believe they said 21 members, and then they said that this year that they were looking to have it be 18 to 20 members. So even if everyone made it from last year's team, it looked like they were going to have to literally break the heart of one of the older members of
And it
this
was
team.
me.
Yeah.
Well, no, you weren't on the team last year.
Are you an alternate or like what happens?
I'm on the practice squad.
You are?
You're not on anything. You were the first cut.
If several golden oldies die of natural causes,
Which is
come
it's
on.
possible.
It is
Not
possible. Not that you're rooting for it, of course,
probable.
right?
No, they were all back this year, too.
Yeah,
Come
they
on.
all made it back.
Will you go back next year, Greg?
Ooh.
You never know. You never know. It could be. Because now I know what to expect.
That's true.
Like the calisthenics, the warm-up, I didn't expect.
The stretching before you do
I
activity.
didn't expect any of that.
You know, I like that with the dermatologist. You know, the dermatologist tells you to take off all your clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so there's times, I keep my undies on, but
Yeah.
then they pull down the back and they look at my butt for
Sure,
some
they
reason.
have to.
And then they ask me, is there anything going on in the front? I'm like, I say no.
There's skin on your
Hopefully
butt.
there's
I
not. Yeah.
mean,
No, I know, but like, I'm like that. I'll go to the dermatologist and I'm like, I was in great shape. I'm going to work out just to go to the dermatologist next year. Never do, but kind of the same thing as the Golden Oldies, I think. Yeah, right?
I'm definitely going to warm up more for next year's tryout.
wow.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes, rambling.
Jess?
That's
Sorry.
you, Billy. Get
Oh,
out.
me?
That's
2
you.
minutes.
Get on
Wow.
out.
Going to the doctor.
Dan Lebatard.
All right, we got to go back out there. That was big. Wake him up.
Uh-oh. He doesn't want to be bothered anymore. Now it's getting tense
Yeah.
because he didn't need that
Gotta
as a
focus.
result. He needs something that happens.
You can see him mother effing.
No, he says,
Can we bother?
Yes.
Are we bothering you right now?
turn on your microphone,
My
Greg.
microphone's on.
Stugotz.
Paint the scene.
The paint the scene is I got to go to work. Good night.
This is the Dan Lebatard Show with the Stugotz.
I'm very excited about what it is we're about to do. Okay, this is a giant day for us. Giant. It's our 20-year anniversary. In an hour, we've got a monster announcement that represents success for our show and company.
And we have a meeting today, I'm told.
And a meeting to teach Stugotz the business because he knows nothing except more. All he does is quack more. I want more. And that's what he understands about the business.
Yeah.
But Dianna Russini is here. She's the senior NFL insider for The Athletic. She's got a brand new podcast. It's very popular with Chase Daniel called Scoop City. She bet on herself and she's winning. She's going to be joining us Tuesday mornings throughout the NFL season. She's going to be on God Bless Football. You've got something coming up with God Bless Football. You're going to be going on the road to celebrate the football season this week, right?
Yeah, me, Billy, the Golics will be out there. We're excited for it. Trey Wingo is going to join us as well. We'll be out there at Kansas City. Bengals and Chiefs. NFL kicks off. We'll be in the parking lot before the show doing a pregame show. So we're really excited about it. Looking forward to it.
Who's at the Chiefs?
Bengals.
Nope.
I got Ravens. Excuse me. Yeah.
All right, that's the.
And no one told me, by the way. No one told me. I was thinking. I got to be honest with you.
Wait a minute. You want credit for getting it wrong, and then no one whispering what the right game is that you were going to. You want credit for that?
I got to be honest. I was thinking about teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that are going to make it this year, and teams that made the playoffs last year didn't make the playoffs.
Dianna Russini is going to have.
And the Bengals are one of those teams.
Stugotz needs credibility on God Bless Football.
They didn't make it. They're going to make
it. And Dianna Russini is going to bring him that credibility because he doesn't have any himself, and he's trying to get a giant thing off the ground. It's a spaceship. It's fun. It's flying to Kansas City this weekend to not play the Broncos or the Bengals.
Yeah.
I should have let this thing go on for several days.
You should have.
And have him go to Kansas City thinking that it was Bengals Chiefs.
I would have figured it out eventually. I mean,
third quarter. So Dianna Russini is with us, and she's a gangster at all of this. I love everything that she makes as a content creator, and I am telling you to go see her podcast with Chase Daniel. It's called Scoop City because I love her story and her information is extraordinary, and she likes talking to the Steelers offensive coordinator for a long time in a way I never would. I would not enjoy any of that, but she makes it good and entertaining. So Dianna, thank you on our 20th anniversary for celebrating this with us because we are thrilled to have you as part of our team this year.
Guys, thank you so much. Before this turns into the true clown show circus that it usually becomes when I appear on the show, I mean this. Congratulations to doing anything for just 6 months consistently at a high level in this space, in this world right now is a good thing. And to be able to do this for 20 years and to stay intact and have the relationship you guys do and to continue to be so entertaining, this is such a joy and really an honor to be on the show on a day that you're celebrating 20 damn years together. So congrats to you two for keeping this thing going.
And
Thank you.
it's going to get bigger here in an hour when we tell you what's going on. But Stugotz, Dianna, can you tell Stugotz as we head into God Bless Football? Before we get to this, hold on, I'm gonna get to the Jets in a second. But just so you know what God Bless Football is, okay? Because it's largely an atrocity, but it's an entertaining one. Here is Stugotz talking to Mike Elko and really mortifying me with question. This is before Mike Elko plays Notre Dame.
My friend.
And I just can't believe what Stugotz did to Elko. And visually, the funniest thing about this was not the question. It's the pan on the camera to Elko right after he's asked the question. Watch this.
You know, you might win the game, but you're not going to win best looking coach. Okay. Like, you know that, right?
What?
What are you talking about?
What is that question?
The guy across the sideline from you. The guy across the sideline, Mike.
I thought that competition was still wide open.
I happen to find Coach Elko to be very attractive.
I'm very attractive, man. I do too, but Marcus Freeman is the best looking person I've ever seen, period.
All right, now this is getting really uncomfortable.
Don't worry, Coach. Coach Freeman can blow an easy game. We've seen that over the years.
Oh, gee.
Thanks, Billy. Diana's reaction is perfect. That was also my reaction, Dianna. Why did they do this to Mike Elko?
It's uncomfortable. It's rude. It's superficial. And Coach looked actually stunned that Stu found him to be ugly. Like it was he had this moment. You could see he was like, wait. Am I not attractive? Like my wife thinks I'm attractive. Women have shown me signs in the past that I'm attractive, but Stu just highlighted that. Yeah, you're not that good looking. So I feel like you got in his head there. And you messed with his confidence for 100%.
I was making a larger point that anyone who stands anywhere near Marcus Freeman is no longer good looking. That's all.
I get what you were doing.
No, he was saying he was ugly. You said he was ugly
in comparison to Marcus Freeman. That's all I was saying. But who is it?
I was thinking when I was watching it, Dan. My mind was thinking just about how I put together a lot of my questions for my interviews when I'm going to all these different camps this summer, and how I'm always just trying to be as conversational as possible, but ask questions that they want to talk about, things that they want to talk about. Like, could you imagine if I did that? Could you imagine if I said that?
Thank you, Dianna. This lust for Marcus Freeman, it needs to end.
Like
everyone,
I probably would have said Marcus Freeman is smoking hot
with the obsession with Marcus Freeman. It's weird. They're objectifying him on ABC, saying, "Oh, he looks like he hit the squat rack." Everyone needs to settle down with this Marcus Freeman. Just don't talk about him, all right, guys? It's getting a little weird.
This interview with Dianna Russini is presented by LinkedIn Jobs.
It's going to be all season. She's going to be all over God Bless Football. I'm very excited to have her be a part of our team.
So something that you guys missed is journalism was done in that interview, and you guys, are here and you're saying disaster, this, that, circus, this, that, and the other. I took a page out of Diana's book and I said, you know what, I'm gonna test the coach here, and I don't know if anyone caught on to the subtlety of this, but the way this interview ended, we're gonna play the clip right now. I threw a little test out there to see if Coach was up for the challenge.
Thanks.
Thanks, Coach. Gig 'em.
You look happy, Coach.
Appreciate you guys.
You got it, man.
Guys didn't get the subtlety of that. He didn't gig him back.
You got to gig him back.
He didn't gig him back, and I had people from Texas A&M reach out to me as soon as that interview aired. They said, "We're losing this game." He didn't gig you back. This game is over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I wish I knew that before I laid the bet.
Got to get a gig him back.
Unfortunate.
We will get to Lucy gigging them this weekend in a second. Did she do any gigging? Did Lucy Did she do substantive gigging?
I don't know. She did something because she went very viral.
Yeah.
We will get to Lucy in a little bit. But Dianna, can you tell us? I believe Mike Ryan keeps liking to tell me, and he's not wrong, that it's been a long time since we've seen Aaron Rodgers be good. But the Jets are good without Aaron Rodgers. Belichick, who's been passed by Saban, according to Greg Cody, was telling us all about Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson and how difficult they are to stop if they've actually got someone who's not Zach Wilson as their quarterback. What can you tell Stugotz about what you think his Jets are going to be this year if Aaron Rodgers is actually healthy?
I just love we're living in this world right now where you just entered that question with Bill Belichick is telling us, right? Telling us on one of the 19 media outlets that he's now part of. I can't keep track of all the things he's doing, but Matt Patricia standing behind the lectern looking like a priest almost, asking Bill to break down tape of the New York Jets. I found that to be very entertaining and comical and almost like, what world are we living in that this is really happening? But it is. And we need to probably listen to everything Bill's saying, because when it comes to breaking this film down, he's right. And everything that he included in that film breakdown are the things that I've seen at practice and I know about this New York Jets team headed into the season. We say it's the simple thing to say about the Jets. If Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, they're going to win. And you say that because you look at the roster top to bottom. And even on the offensive line, they've gotten a little bit better. As long as Aaron can just go back to playing at the level we know he can play at, I have all the confidence in the world that the New York Jets can do it. All that other stuff that we talk about, and Dan, I had to do a show. And when I say I had to, because it wasn't really an ask, at WFAN with Stu a few weeks ago in studio. We talked a lot about the Jets, and there's just so many people, I think, in the Jets fan base that just they have PTSD from this. They don't really believe that they can be good. But I can tell you that from seeing them with my own eyes, they've got something special this year. And as long as they can really keep out the dysfunction that we saw a lot of last year, this could be the year for the Jets.
It was Aaron who caused that dysfunction, though, wasn't it? For the most part, I mean.
Well, I think there's a lot of people guilty of contributing to a team that looked the way they did last year and why it appeared to be so dysfunctional, right? So the Jets trade for Aaron Rodgers and they essentially hand him over the keys, which is great. If I'm Woody Johnson, I'm doing the same thing because I'm looking around the facility and I'm going, who here knows how to win? Who? Nope. Oh, yeah, that guy, right? The quarterback. So, Aaron, we want to listen. We want to hear what you think. Help us build this culture. We've got something here, but we need more. But by doing that, I think the power structure was then thrown off because now you have Aaron with all the say and weighing in on everything and wanting to be the coach rather than just focusing on just the quarterback stuff. So even when he wasn't involved with the team, he was always involved with the team. So look, it starts there, but the dysfunction behind the scenes really just came down to the fact that leadership essentially gave up once Aaron went down. There wasn't a thought, okay, we can figure this out. Let's find a way to keep competing and winning. The hope was gone soon as Aaron went down because they built the whole season based around the success of Rodgers taking this team to the Super Bowl. So a few plays in on Monday Night Football against the Bills, it all swirls the drain and goes down. And now I think they've learned a lot. Like, that's the one thing I will say from my interactions with people in the Jets organization. There definitely seems to be a shift in the tone of, yeah, that was a mess. We got to shut down these leaks. Robert Saleh has said it. Like, he's come out as much crap as I've gotten for my piece on the Jets dysfunction, which, it always, fans don't really want to hear how bad their teams are. I've discovered that, guys, in this process. But Saleh came out recently and just said it. It was not good. And they've really put a lot of effort into shutting him down a lot. Have you noticed? I don't hear a lot of Robert Saleh. This time last year, he was talking Super Bowl. We don't hear that right now, right? So from a PR standpoint, I think they're doing a really good job. And really, obviously, it comes down to what they're doing on the field. And all that is lining up really well right now.
So they learned a lot. What did you learn about taking your kids to school today, huh?
That my husband is a lunatic and really hard on me. I dressed Mikey up and Joey, obviously both going to school this morning, out the door 6:45. And I'm taking pictures and getting them ready to go. My husband's like, Mikey's shoes are on, they're on the wrong feet. They're not even on the right foot.
Well, but
by the way, I'm texting with somebody with a source because I was working on the Trent Williams contract story, which broke this morning. So I've got the phone, and it's quiet in my neighborhood. I live on a lovely street, and people don't wake up that as early as we do. And the boys are screaming, shoes are on the wrong feet. And I really don't care because I want to break the news. So things aren't really good right now.
Dianna, do me a favor, please. I'd like the team to work with you so that every week you're coming to us with your best story from the week on how you cannot be a present mother because the NFL will not stop on your phone. Like,
Dan, you know what's fun? Take your kids for family photos. Okay, so Mikey's 3, Joey's 1. Go take a cute little photo on a Sunday morning when it's 90 degrees and it's the week before opening week and you have 3 major superstars holding in, holding out, waiting for contracts while, you have to do columns and all this other stuff, podcasts, all this other responsibility that I have. It doesn't work. It does not work. Wait till you see these photos. I'm going to bring the photos to the next show so you can see what my family truly looks like. Because I'll tell you, I'm not posting or sharing with my family this year in the holiday card the picture that probably appears to be us put together. I'm going to show the real us. Wait till you see this thing.
Put it on the poll, please, as part of this segment. I want this segment to be, put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Is the NFL bad for motherhood? Because your kids are going to be scarred throughout their childhood with the wrong shoes because you've got to write down something Matt Patricia said.
Correct. And the problem with all of this is I'm probably always just going to keep picking football. So what's going to happen to Mikey and Joey?
Yes, this is going to be problematic because I don't think, I really don't think that people understand that it would not be possible for Adam Schefter and Woj or Shams to get a 1 and a 3-year-old off to school correctly in the morning. None of them can do it. There's no way. Like, they don't have the capacity. What she's doing is not physically possible. Those kids are doomed and scarred for life. Mommy's not present. Mommy loves the Ravens backup quarterback more than she loves me.
As long as I get that tweet out, that's all that matters. Safety second, story first.
When you're hiring for your small business, you want to find quality professionals that are right for the role. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs has the tools to help find the right professionals for your team faster and for free. As Meadowlark Media continues to grow as a content studio, we strive to hire only the best and most qualified candidates. Thankfully, with LinkedIn, they have made it easy for us to find them. LinkedIn isn't just a job board. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals you can't find anywhere else, even those who aren't actively searching for a new job but might be open to the perfect role. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites. So, if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. On LinkedIn, 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. Hire professionals like a professional on LinkedIn. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/prep. That's linkedin.com/prep. Post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.